already dying. Oh my God, you're making my life.
Sarah from Hey Frase.
Isn't Teddy Beats so good?
It's a podcast,
Teddy who?
not a cast pod. Hey, Frase, every day she'll make you say,
Oh my God.
She got the scoop on pop culture news, so grab a drink, it ain't what you think it's.
Sammy and the crew. You guys, welcome to the Hey Frase podcast. Today is so special. I just adore this man. You guys know from day one when I met him like 10 years ago, and he was this like little critter of a guy. He drove a, what'd you drive, by the way? What was it? A little,
Probably a smart car at the time.
no, but what was before the smart car? It was a Mini Cooper.
Oh, a Mini Cooper.
The
Yes, I
green-
did have a Mini Cooper. Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot. Those are my Mark Wahlberg days. When I'd watched The Italian Job and I was super into Mark Wahlberg.
You were into Mark Wahlberg. I don't picture you admiring any male actor.
I don't, honestly. I just know him as Marky Mark.
Well, I remember when I first met you 10 years ago at Hot 99.5, and we had that audition, and you walked me out to my car, and you were like, great job. I think you did really well. And then from there on, you've just made me laugh. You've given me some of my funniest, hilarious moments. And I think I keep like this sadistic thing of going back to radio is because I recall all the exact moments, like all the hilarious moments of Samy K.
Oh, we had some great moments. Like, honestly, here's the thing, though. I just want to go back to during the intro when you're like, oh, Teddy, I love him. Like, you guys act like I don't see Teddy like every other day still. Like, I see Teddy all the time.
I know. We love Teddy Beats. Teddy Beats, by the way, is a dear friend of Samy K. I've known Teddy as long as I've known you.
He's
incredible
soon to be-
musician.
Soon to be Uncle Beats.
Uncle Beats, because
He's the godfather of my little baby.
oh my God. Well, look, if you guys are just joining us, we're a little early today on the Facebook Live, and of course, you know the podcast, because Samy K is guest hosting today. Samy K is the CEO of Snacklins, which is an awesome snack company. They're here. We're going to tell you where you can buy them, how you can support Samy K. But they are a vegan pork rind, but also a healthy vegetarian chip. They have 80 calories, the entire bag. They're absolutely delicious. Sammy also was on this podcast. How long have you been gone? It's been like a year and a half, right? Isn't it almost 2 years?
Maybe.
Yes. Okay, started the podcast with me, but of course, Samy K and I know each other because, in my biased opinion, one of the best radio personalities. I always say, Sammy, if you wanted to pursue broadcasting, you could truly be the greatest comedian, Ed McMahon. You are such an awesome person to bounce off of. I know you didn't really like co-host when you were like on this show, but you could be you have a comedic timing that is truly few people ever have.
What do you want me to do? Sit in the back and go, yes, the entire time? And is that what he did? Didn't he just get a whole career like of saying yes? And like
No.
he invented the big checks?
Ed McMahon was really funny. And but it's all about the chemistry. And you and I have always had chemistry. And one of my favorite lines where I wet myself is we were doing a bit on Hot 99.5, and it was about a guy who was out in the Australian desert, and he'd been bitten by a rattlesnake on his balls.
Yep, I remember this one.
What happened? How did it look? Was someone, he
But
had
then,
to...
he got bit, and then he ended up dying because the venom overtook his body, and he died. And so everyone was sitting there being like, well, in all reality, is like his friend, could have been
Kane
there.
was asking you, what would you do,
yeah,
Sammy,
what would
if this
you
happened
do?
to me?
And then I just looked at him and I said, well, I'd suck you back to life. And I guess that was enough to immediately get a dump, which was fine. So no one heard it. But then I remember Eric, the producer,
Yes.
ran in and just goes, oh my God, suck you back to life. And then that ended up on the air. And I remember getting suspended for that, I think.
No, I think Kane was just super mad. But I was in Atlantis at the time, and I died. The comedic timing was so good. And then I didn't realize back at the studio he was chewing you out for that line. But I got on the ISDN. I go, Sammy, that was one of the greatest lines. You in your voice goes, dude, I would suck you back to life.
And it's the truth. Like, I'm just a caring individual. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And I guess people are telling me, and like,
I couldn't even.
so I've been talking. So I was
God.
talking to someone recently, and they're like a survival expert, and they were saying, actually, if you did get bit in the balls, like, there's just so many veins down there, like you really couldn't suck the venom out, but it'd be worth at least the shot. I was like, I'd still try. Like, I don't know.
And something about you, I could see you absolutely doing that. Like you wouldn't, you would not hesitate to just latch onto a dude's balls and just suck
No.
the venom out. Like,
Oh no, dude, remember when I had my little Chihuahua slash? Like,
Oh, man.
I didn't hesitate at all. He'd start feeling a little bit backed up. I'd be like, all right, bro. I just lick my pinky and shove it in there and express his glands and let it all just grease. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You can't, like, this is what you do for your loved ones and for people that you care about. Anything.
I can't remember. Oh my God, Kane was so mad. It was one of the greatest lines of all time. Oh God, I am so glad we're dear friends. I adore you. And Sammy came back to the show after a year hiatus, probably like almost 2 months ago. And then Sammy and I had sort of talked off the scenes, like, look, I'd love you to come back every month, every 2 months. The audience just loves you guys. If you're on Facebook Live, please share it with someone who's a Sammy fan, with someone who listened to all of us back in the day, because I just admire. I'm so proud of you. You also followed your dream. You've always loved food, you loved wine, you've loved that industry. You've created Snacklins. So before we get into kind of talking, because I wanted to have you back just to talk pop culture stories and what was happening. Can you give us a little update with Snacklins, where people can buy them, how the business is going, what's happening with you as far as, next steps?
Yeah, like I told you, we're like, shit deep in the middle of trying to build a facility right now. So that's a little bit more daunting than people will understand.
Oh, God.
But yeah, we're still cranking away. I mean, anywhere in like the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you can find them. It's your local Moms, Yes Organics, most of the Whole Foods. Anywhere in the Northeast now, you can find it at Whole Foods. Bunch of random markets.
Follow you on Instagram too. It's Eat Snacklins, EAT, and Snacklins is SNACKLINS. I know it's pretty obvious, but Snacklins. Because you were
think that's obvious? You would be amazed.
How do people spell it?
I have someone right now. So someone from a certain state is trying to really pitch us hard on moving our factory and our stuff there.
Okay.
Which we're not doing. But I just keep on like having these conversations because the guy, every conversation he's had with me, every correspondence, email, anything, he calls them Snackums.
Oh boy. Snackums.
Snackums. And I'm like, whatever, man, that's hilarious. Because clearly we're never going to sign this deal, but I'm just going to waste this fucking time as long as I can. Because he keeps on saying Snackums, and I think it's hilarious. So I go, fine.
Yeah, if you can't get the name right, you're clearly not invested in the brand.
Didn't I tell you when I did that to the... Actually, maybe I shouldn't say this.
What? Go say it.
When I did it to the old radio station, when they accidentally confused my name with the name of a contractor that was supposed to be building out one of their studios in Atlanta.
And then what happened?
And then I just responded back like I was that guy. And was like, yep, can't wait to be there. I'll see you guys 7 a.m. on Monday. Here's my number. Call me if there's any issues. And then, like, I get a call from the man who literally fired us, like, a month prior to that. And he's like... Hey, so no one showed up from the contract. And I was like, oh, yeah, because you fucking fired me a month ago, asshole. And then, like, that was it.
And I heard, too, you said before we got started that I think this is a smart move for you at Snacklins, that you've hired an operations manager, because I've always said this about you. Customer service, you are many things. I'm not sure customer service is your forte.
I'm too honest to be in customer service. So the fact is, if I see bullshit, I'm going to call bullshit. Like, that's just how I feel, and I think that's how we do with a lot of stuff, and that's great when I'm making certain decisions for the company, but when it comes down to someone who's just, like someone has sent me an email for the past, like every month I'll get an email, a really angry email from someone being like, I hate your product. No, I loved your product, and I used to buy it at Trader Joe's, and I can never find it at Trader Joe's now, and blah, 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 blah. Like this long rant, and like they're like, we will never try your shit again. And I in my head go, what the fuck? We've never even sold at Trader Joe's before. like we've never even, our product has never even been, I've never even spoken to anyone at Trader Joe's. Like, we don't sell our product at Trader Joe's. That's like it's just in their minds, but there's nothing you can do. So I just go, you know what, you see, like, so I have other people respond for niceness.
I love it, because I was going to say my favorite thing on the podcast, when we were starting out the podcast, we were out, I think, at Clarendon Days in Arlington. We had a little booth set up, and we had koozies. We were giving out some T-shirts. And Sammy, there was this 65-year-old woman. She came over, and she was like, I really want a koozie. And Sammy literally, like, ripped it out of her hands. And he goes, do you even know what a podcast is? Right now, tell me what a button. She was like, you're an asshole. Or she was like, you jerk.
That's fine, but you should know. Know your audience and know what you're trying to get to.
He goes, when do you download this show? She was like, you're a jerk. And she just
What kind of woman was she?
She was just an older woman. She was like 65, and she wanted just like free shit. And he like pulled it
There's
out
people like that everywhere, Sarah, and I think you cater to them. I don't cater to them,
does.
okay?
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Oh my, she'll give anything to anyone. She's like, oh yeah, of course.
In the radio gig, they call them prize pigs, right? People who just literally drive around on a Saturday and go to every radio station's free event trying to get free stuff. They call all the contests at every radio station.
Yeah.
They're not even listed to the radio station. They just call at the times they know the contests are, right? Like, there's people like that go to food shows too, Sarah, and you'll see these fuckers walking around with a grocery cart. Okay,
Oh my God.
like walking through a convention center, where it's like buyers from big distributors, big retailers, big stores, and then come that last day of the show, you see fuckers walking around like 7 bags on their shoulders, filled with all the promo items they can. Like, straight up.
Well, I I always hate to say no to people. Even though I know the 65-year-old woman just wanted a free koozie, it's like, well, maybe she'll give it to her grandkids and then they'll listen to the podcast. But in that moment, I died so much because you full on put it on her. You were like, you download a podcast right now. I want to see you.
This is what you're supposed to be here for, okay? Did you not hear her big marketing scheme there? I'm going to give this to a grandma in hopes that she gives it to her grandkids and they check out the podcast. Because, the last time your grandma recommended anything for you, you were like, this must be fucking cool.
Would never listen
My
to that.
grandma tells me stuff and I go, yeah, I'm definitely going to check. Well, what?
Sammy, I swear to God, AJ, I know. AJ is now getting used to it. But when I saw you today, when you first walked in, I thought, I'm just as mentally ill as when we met 10 years ago.
That's why we love you.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Well, speaking over the weekend, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. Obviously, Dan and I have been together for 5 years. And I did have a mishap this weekend that I wanted your opinion on. So I am trying to keep it hot and sexy in our relationship because this is when Dan is in soccer season. I don't really see a lot of him, right? So I'm like, we don't get to interact day to day. So I was like, I'm going to start sexting him. Okay.
Hashtag soccer doesn't sleep.
Hashtag soccer doesn't sleep. So over the weekend, I send him this what I thought was a very sexy, but a little bit of a tease picture in hopes to get him excited about coming home. Okay. But when I showed AJ, our producer, she thinks that I look absolutely batshit crazy. And by the way, he never responded. So I really want to know, do you have any tips for me? I mean, I do think the cleavage is looking a little saggy.
Let me see this picture. Oh, yeah, that is... What's the point of that picture?
Okay, so my big thing, my takeaway was not even the cleavage, just my sagging cleave. I'm like, no, it's the eyes. It's all in the eyes. She looks like she's about to possess you.
And here's the issue too, Sarah.
Crazy eyes.
Here's the issue too. You know what? I actually have a theory for this. Okay.
Okay.
You have set yourself up too high, standard-wise in Dan's eyes, because if you look at every other picture on your social media, any picture he sees of you, right, or anytime he sees you not at home, it's going to be this. I mean, how many dozens of pictures do you take to get one?
Oh my God, we take
tons.
I'm going to say
all the
50.
angles, all the great lighting,
Yep.
all the good makeup, all the good
Absolutely.
hair. He sees you on TV, it's the same thing, and then you send him that,
What was your intention with this? How many pics did you get before this one?
I was topless. This was 2 or 3 times. This was topless, and I was trying to make my bosoms look larger.
Also, the best thing is she goes, well, AJ, I had a beer and I was feeling frisky.
Oh,
I'm
there
like,
you were.
okay.
I did. I had a beer. And I thought,
beer.
I'm going to just sext him a little. And I didn't want to send him full topless because I thought, well, he could be around kids or something. So I don't want them to be exposed. So this was supposed to be a little tease. But then, and I thought, I'll give him sexy eyes.
All
but
right.
it looks, I guess it looks more crazy, huh?
I mean, yeah, it's just a bad. I think honestly, compared to the other photos that you see, that's just all right, that's not one that Dan's going to keep in his top 10 for the Spank Bank. You know what I mean? That's not.
I'm going to do a boudoir shoot for him.
You should.
I really am.
You should. I think, here's the thing. I think what Dan would really appreciate too
What?
is if you just did a sexy photo shoot, but dressed as his favorite characters from TV shows and
Star Wars.
comic books.
I've done that.
You did Princess Leia, my ass. You did.
No, I didn't. You're right. No, I did the Flash, and he got really creeped out. I dressed as a
Really?
man. Yeah, he didn't like that at all. It was awful.
Have you tried Chewbacca?
He basically says, thank you. I mean, everybody I meet, by the way, and this is because of you, thanks a lot. To this day, I get people that come up to me all the time and they're like, I just don't understand how Sammy would say that you have a mustache. I don't see any facial
Oh, wait,
hair.
hold on. In this picture, exactly. Look at this. Left side, you got the angle. You got the perfect angle. This is the only picture ever that's actually been able to see the mustache. Right or wrong, AJ? Look at the left side. The left side. You can see it.
You cannot.
Yes, you can. What is that right above your lip? Where's that shadow coming from?
It's a shadow.
No,
It's a
it's
shadow.
the moustache. It's the moustache.
Sarah. That's what people don't realize is everything. When they meet you forward on, you don't see it. But people know, and back in my radios for years, I sit really low. Remember, they have to come. They just changed the chair, made me sit up properly. Okay, I've been seated below you for a decade almost on the air. That's why that angle, and because the sun would come in right from the window, I got the perfect angle of just the shimmering light through the flowing hairs.
Oh my God! People think that I'm a Barnum and Bailey circus act when they then when they do, and then when they meet me, they're like, "Oh, it just doesn't seem that bad." I don't understand why people said that you're so hairy.
Oh, no, dude, I've hooked up with hairier girls than you.
Okay, thank you. Well,
Yeah.
I wish you would have said that like all these years, but instead, it's just you make me look like I've got 5 o'clock shadow all the time.
But that one right there, though, on the left side that he pointed out, like, oh, damn, yo, that is some mustache action.
I would love to know. I want people to send me ideas. How do you get hot and sexy? How do you like? I don't know. How do you pose? And I'm trying to take a selfie. There's no one at my house.
You are like one Instagram filter away from looking like Burt Reynolds in that photo. One Instagram filter away. Like if you got like one of the dark ones on there.
That is so BS, please. Look, while we have you here, we want you to weigh in on pop culture because that's what people love.
Love it.
So over the weekend, by the way, Post Malone, the singer, I guess, I don't know, would you call him like I guess hip hop artist?
You know what, Sarah? The world is different nowadays. We can call him a singer.
Why? What would you call him?
I
really?
have no idea.
Okay. Okay, well, he's like a hip hop artist. He's been a streak of bad luck, right? His private jet had to land. It like blew out a tire. Then people tried to rob his house. Thankfully, he wasn't there. He's like had some near-death experiences. But TMZ put out this story that now they feel like he's cursed after he essentially touched a possessed like Yiddish item. Here, let me get I'll get exactly what it is. So according to TMZ, they say that he went with the ghost hunters guy.
Okay.
And then is Post Malone cursed after messing with the most haunted object before a string of unfortunate events? So it says that he was hanging out with Ghost Adventurer star Zach Bagans at his haunted museum. Sounds spooky enough, but then the rock star rapper can be seen touching the shoulder of Zach, who was touching the object that is normally hidden behind protective glass. Post is holding a beer, making it appear that they're enjoying a low-key social hangout in the museum. In the video obtained by TMZ, he grabs Zach at one point as the two of them run out of the room, perhaps knowing they have awoken a curse. So here, we'll play the video for you so you can... So you can see it. I want to see if you think
that there's no sound.
I kind of believe there's no sound. Post Malone is in this like creepy museum. Zach is like touching this object. Post Malone touches him. Okay, and then Zach sort of backs away. The two are just they kind of are going back and forth. Like you don't know what they're saying. They're having some sort of discussion about this object.
What channel is this on? Discovery?
Yes.
Good promo for it.
Good.
They're saying he got cursed because
it's a Dubik.
He was touching the shoulder, right?
Right, of Zach.
Like the evil passed on to him.
You believe in any of this, Sammy? I wanted to have an exorcism on the podcast because I'm so fascinated.
You like get Post Malone on, do an exorcism on him?
Maybe I should.
I
don't believe in any of that.
I don't believe in that stuff, but I also like don't believe in being like a dick. Like clearly someone was like, "Hey, this is really sacred and ritual, and a very big thing to us. Don't touch it." He's like, boop, 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 boop.
But do you think that explains his series of bad luck? Because Post Malone doesn't actually touch it. This guy, Zach, does.
Yeah, but if he's with him and he's like egging that on, I don't know. I feel like, the universe, karma, it all works in mysterious ways. So try not to be a super dick, only like a kind of dick.
Have you ever felt that you've ever been cursed in your life?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for like a solid 8 years.
Why? About what?
I'm just kidding. I like that radio show. That was a joke.
If you're on the Facebook Live, by the way, tons of people are saying hi. Oh my God, Rosanna says, Sammy, yes! People are loving it. Sarah says, hey, Sarah, I love the top. Also, Melinda is on. She says, be careful what you wish for. I wouldn't mess around with black magic and devil stuff.
Same, yo.
I'm not having nothing to do with that. Also, do you think, Sammy, by the way, we were talking about this. I don't know if you pulled this video. Convincing there's a new prank going around. And by the way, I thought this Maryland family, I think they lost their kids over this. But parents on the internet are now convincing their kids that they're invisible. Do you think this is funny or totally cruel? And what they do is they convince the kids, they put a sheet, they tell them, okay, we're going to make you disappear.
Yeah, okay.
Then they take a sheet, they wave it in front of them, they say something, boom, the sheet drops. And the parents and everybody in the room, even though the kid is still there, pretend they don't see the kid.
That's hilarious.
And the kid is freaking out. They're crying. They're losing it over the fact that essentially the parents.
Think they're
Here
invisible.
you go, Sammy. Look at this. Convincing the kids that they're invisible. Funny prank. Didn't the Daddy of Five guy lose his children over this? I could have sworn. This is a YouTube video that AJ just pulled up. The kid's sitting in a chair. And then the mom has put a sheet over him while he's sitting there, and they're convincing him that he is invisible. People are saying this is so cruel, by the way.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, kids are stupid. Like, is that really like anything new? I mean, that's why kids are so fun to have. I mean, you could
okay. And now the parents are like, their mouths are covered. They're like, oh, you're not here. And the little girl's like sitting in the chair, and she's like, no, I'm here. They're like, we don't see you. Where are you? And then they're yelling at the mom of like, where's the daughter is.
That's hilarious. I mean, little kids are fucking like, I just think that some parents are a little bit too uptight.
This is a kid going like bananas. I don't know if you can play the sound.
They're a little bit too uptight, honestly, because when it comes down to it, like, next thing you're going to tell me when you go. Oh.
It's funny, but like it's not funny.
Oh my God. It's so terrible.
Oh, that's hilarious. Whatever.
And then they take a picture with her, and then they show her a picture like they took before. She is.
That's terrible. How are these people?
Oh my God. Okay, no, that's cruel. Right there's where it goes cruel.
How are these people not losing custody of their child?
The dad is like clapping.
I think that's where. Hold on. I'll say the only form of child abuse I see in this video, because I feel like you need you gotta teach your kids to have a sense of humor. Okay.
Okay.
If all of a sudden you were gonna sit there and like, you know, if you're gonna go to jail for pretend like, oh, I took your nose. Oh no. Oh God. Well, you abuse your child. I think the abuse comes because they're making it public. Like, and that's gonna live forever. And now that girl is constant. Because the other thing is, how old is she now? 8. You think they're not gonna make fun of her at 13 for that?
I know.
They're definitely gonna use that to make fun of her. And I think that's where the issue is that they're putting on there. Like I'm not gonna lie, my dad used to do shit like that to me all the time. When I was little, he would just pretend not to. He would I'd be playing in the park. I go, "Hey, Dad," blah, blah, blah. He's like, "Who the hell are you?" And I'd be like, "Dad, I'm your son." He's like, "I do not have a son. Who the hell are you, kid? Don't touch me. What are you doing?" Like, and he would just fuck with me until like I get really mad. But then he'd be like, "I'm just kidding. Come on," you know what I mean? But you need that. Like, I think kids need to learn a sense of humor.
My mom used to always tell us that dragonflies, if we cursed, would come and sew up our mouths. And I was like terrified of that. I was terrified of dragonflies.
That's really scary.
Isn't that like
then I'd be really scarred and be scared of dragonflies.
I was scared of dragonflies forever. And then she would chase us around the house. My brother was terrified of rubber bands. And she would chase him like around the house sometimes with rubber bands. Like, what happens to parents? Like, did they just like lose it and then they want to torture their kids?
Yeah, and the problem is though, is now these parents lose it and they torture their kids and then they post it on YouTube.
That's the
stop
difference.
right before the YouTube part.
Now, by the way, too, we didn't even get into this. You are about to become a dad.
Yeah.
And Dax is due when? Like any day?
Any day now.
So how is Amy, your girlfriend, the mother of your child? How is she doing?
She's fantastic. She is, working from home now, kind of getting ready for it. She is getting there.
So, I hear with people, and I'm thinking myself of having a child next year. So I hear from people there that you have to like decide on the birthing method. Like, are you going to give birth in a bathtub? Are you going to do it with an epidural? No epidural? Have a doula? No doula? I mean, all these things.
I mean, you are asking me if I had any decision in this? Because I think we all know the answer would be fuck no. I had no say in any of that. But yes, I do know what we're doing. Like, she wanted to have like a natural birth, no epidural, and like you have like a midwife or you have a doula, she has a doula, and I'm like, and you have them there just to kind of make sure that your plan kind of goes, I guess, because I didn't really understand this, and I guess it kind of exists, but there is kind of a contention between
there's like a whole
the
thing
midwifery and the doulas, and then with the doctors, because the doctors just want you to get it done as quickly and as safe as possible. Where a lot of mothers want to go through the entire, like to them it's an experience, so they want to go through the whole thing. You don't want to, you just don't want to force it out. You just don't want to have a seat. You know what I mean? Like there's tons of things that you can do, and there's tons of different options. And so, I've learned a lot. Like, I'm always doing like these weird stretching things and putting my thumbs here and putting my thumbs there to relieve pressure points, which sounded like it's probably something I'm gonna get yelled at for saying later, but not in those areas.
Sure.
Yeah, no, but it's like there's a lot of stuff to go, and you can learn all about it, or you can just go along for the ride.
So I'm so excited to see like what you're gonna do like the couple of days after Dax is born. Like I just feel like you're gonna fall so in love with the Daxter. Like I just can't even wait to see you.
No, Sarah, child's gonna come out and be like, yeah. on you. Like, what? Who would do that?
Oh my God, I know. I'm just so excited for you to be a dad because I feel like you are so. If any indication of you how much you love your dogs, I feel like the.
R.I.P. Magoo.
Wait, did Magoo die?
Yeah, Magoo got.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that's an update since you were on the last time, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, was
When
it?
did
Yeah.
Magoo die?
Yeah, he passed. He like just
I know he was
old
older.
As fuck. Yeah, he started just kind of losing it. So his time came along.
So is this? I know Amy has a dog. So is
Yeah,
this?
no, I don't have. That's it. I got a child coming. I don't need any dogs.
Wow. Oh my God, you've always had a dog. You've always had a Chihuahua from the moment, like a long-haired Chihuahua or something from the moment.
Well, I
I've
told
known
you, Amy's got her obese Chihuahua. That she says
That's
it's a Chihuahua,
right.
but it's like
It's
30
mixed.
pounds. Yeah, and it's like nowhere near a Chihuahua.
Oh my God, I love it. I can't even wait. So you guys have decided how you're going to have Dax.
How we're
You're
doing
just
it.
there
Au
to support her.
natural. I'm just there to support. I'll be in the room.
Oh my God.
I was told no selfies with the cervix, which makes sense. So,
That would have been a good selfie, though.
Yeah, I know. I was excited about it. I was like, but you know how many likes I would get?
I know.
But no, yeah, I'm excited. Like, we're just going to do it. I mean, you're there. You're there for a couple days at least, so
Oh God.
strap on in. And then this kid comes in and then he just pretty much just a shit machine. A shitting and sucking machine for the first, 6 months.
Shitting and sucking.
Like that's pretty much all it does. Like from what I've gathered and from what I've learned, like babies just shit and suck for the
I
first
can't
6
wait
months.
to come see the Daxter.
You should. I mean, dude, it's gonna be
do
great.
a live podcast from the room.
Oh my God. I mean, seriously. Amy is just going to be a trooper anyway. I mean, I know she's just going to be so great. And then I just think Dax is going to be such a doll. I'm curious to see, though, if he has a full head of hair.
Oh yeah, he better. I think he's gonna.
I mean,
have
you're a
full head of
hairy
hair.
guy.
Yeah, he's gonna have a full head of hair for sure.
I love those babies that come out and they literally have like Elvis hair. Like I almost could see Dax like being that.
I hope so. I mean, at this point, like this baby's big, and like usually the bigger the baby, like the more hair it has, and so I think he's gonna come out with a full head of hair. Yeah. And a big ass head.
I do too. Yeah, like this, where AJ is bringing him up. I could totally see, like, honestly, if this is Dax, I can totally see this as Dax. Like 100%, that's the Daxter.
That's what I'm telling you.
so
It'll
much hair.
happen. It's a good
my God.
possibility.
I agree. Everybody, by the way, over the weekend was talking about the meteorologist that's down in the Carolinas. This obviously Hurricane Florence is like still like just wreaking havoc everywhere down there. But everyone is now making memes. The videos are hysterical of the Weather Channel guy. And people are trying to defend him, including the Weather Channel, where he like sort of is faking his dramatic stance in the hurricane and basically saying that, it was much. He's like trying to fight the wind and the rain supposedly, but then there's these people just like naturally like walking behind him, not struggling at all.
So great.
This is so ridiculous. And the Weather Channel on Friday defended the meteorologist who was captured bracing against the wind. The reporter is Mike Seidel from Wilmington, North Carolina. What was your take on this, Sammy?
Wait, what was his name?
Mike Seidel.
Oh, not our friend though.
Yeah, no, that's a different Mike Seidel. Yeah, who used to work for the Nats, right? But okay, so
here's the deal though, and like I understand because when you do read the thing that they're talking about, the fact is because he's trying to stand and he's standing at a different angle than what the people are walking in. So he's actually that was what their argument was, but also you can tell he's just being a puss too.
You think so?
Yeah, because when you see the other jackets flying, like it's not that hard. Like, he could have easily just sat there, but I think, he's getting into it. Like he's clearly facing towards the wind, trying to make it as difficult as possible. Like if he just turned his body like 20 degrees maybe, the wind wouldn't be blowing him at all. Yeah, and that's why that guy's not blowing because he's like, look at this. The second he turns the way, he's like getting blown a little bit. Second he's sideways, it's not happening. This moron was just trying to be as like. Meteorologists don't need college degrees, right? Do they need college degrees?
Yeah,
Actually,
I think
no, they have
do.
to have like a serious meteorologist
Really?
degree.
Let's be honest. If any other career was wrong 50% of the time, would be really off. Like that's the only job you go to get a college degree from, just to be wrong half the time.
It is true. They claim that it's just very hard to track the weather patterns.
Oh yeah, very hard.
The weather pattern is constantly changing. So now here are all the spoofs, by the way, that people are making where they're going out in their yard and they're pretending like to basically be Mike Seidel.
Yeah, just falling over everywhere. I mean, that makes sense.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. I love it.
But also, like, aren't you like thinking? Like, do you think like in that little North Carolina town, like in his town in North Carolina, that they're there thinking, "Wow, great job, man, you went viral."
Probably these kids
Like, are they?
are whacking through. I don't know. I feel like the Weather Channel. I think the Weather Channel is like a lot of news outlets, right? It's like drum up the drama. Like, let's see how this can be like as dramatic as possible.
Right.
But also, when you see the spoof videos, you realize, like, if this guy was faking it, he's a very good, like, actor. You know what I mean? Like, a very good physical actor, you know, because it's really tough. Like, the other guys faking it, you can tell they're faking it.
Yeah, true.
It kind of goes in and out a little bit.
So I wanted to ask you about this. Now, when Dax is born, are you and Amy, the new hottest trend right now in Washington, D.C., and New York City, and L.A. is a super nanny. Have you ever heard of a super nanny, Sammy?
Super nanny, super no.
Well, a super nanny, now they take care of your kids, but they also give you a blowout. They'll give you a massage. They do all the cooking and cleaning. They basically now do everything. So where a nanny used to come and just entertain your kids, this is like full service, okay? It's the newest, hottest thing. It's like a full-time employee, so they're almost like an assistant/nanny.
Or what is that called? An indentured servant, I believe.
Yes, because they also work for $10 an hour, half of what they're supposed to make.
Really?
Yeah, they usually make nannies 20 on average, 20 an hour. This apparently says they make 10 an hour.
So you're doing
Oh,
all
that's
that
terrible.
work,
I didn't know
way
that.
more work, way more diverse of a skill set now, and you're getting paid half the amount.
I mean, I
How
make
is-
10 an hour and I do a lot less. So who's winning here? Me.
No,
You.
you're right. I was just seeing that. I was just so taken back by this because they profile an Upper West Side family in New York City that have 2 daughters. The nanny is a former beautician, not only handles all 3 ladies' hair, but does the mom's manicures and facials too. Wealthy families have a certain way of looking at things.
Super nanny is such a white thing. Like, honestly, like, we just call it a Korean mother-in-law, you know? And she's going to be the super nanny that we need for Dax. I'm not even worried about that.
So Amy's mom is going to take care of Dax a lot of the time.
Yeah, she's gonna. I mean, trust me, this kid is gonna be speaking, you know, all these languages. I mean, that's what you need. I think that, I don't know. It seems like a super nanny is just like, so you have someone that cares about your kid and cares about you. It's also,
Hey, it sounds good to me. I can't wait. I'm feeling like, how do I make AJ into this? Like, this sounds great.
Oh, God.
they're gonna make you into super nanny. Good luck.
Well, no, because I basically already, like, I do Sarah's hair, I brush her teeth, I do her lashes, prep
She
for the
does need people
show.
to brush her teeth.
And
yeah.
then wipe her ass, and then, you know, film her and Dan having sex. And then on top of that, she's going to make me, like, watch her baby.
That's awesome.
I always said to Sammy, once I become rich, I just want someone to carry. I'm not even going to walk. Like, once I'm super rich, I always was like, I'm going to have Sammy just carry me to the controls. That's good. Just carry
Sammy,
me.
to the controls.
Sammy,
Yeah.
to the controls. And then I'm just going to not even walk. Mm-hmm. I can't even wait. I'm so dying. How many more years till you're a millionaire off Snacklins?
Oh,
So then,
I got a while.
really? I know.
Yeah.
Owning your own business is rough, right?
Wait,
It's
so
like
you and Dan are seriously thinking about possibly
having a,
popping one
child?
out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any younger. I
Oh,
don't even
good.
know if I can get pregnant because I've never been pregnant.
Well, that's a great little segue into a little gameroo I wanted to play with you, Sarah.
Okay, all right.
All
What are we
right?
playing?
Oh, this is a good one, okay? Just in case, because, you know, you need to know.
Okay.
It's called Baby or Baby.
Okay.
So you need to guess whether these items would be used for a baby
Okay.
or they'd be used to pleasure your man.
Okay.
Okay? You've got to decide, all right?
all
I got
right.
5 items, Sarah. You need to guess them what they're used for, all right?
Okay,
Do you
okay.
got this?
Yeah.
First one, butt paste.
Butt paste.
Butt paste, would that be used for your baby or your baby?
I'm going to say for your baby.
Baby, actually, you're correct. Butt paste is a brand of skin cream that started out as a remedy for diaper rash, but I guess it's really popular now for things like psoriasis and jock itch.
Oh, wait. I thought it was actually for the little baby. No,
That's
this
what I
is
said. This is for the baby. The
Okay,
baby
okay, oh,
diaper
good. I
rash.
got it right? Okay.
I like how you're so used to old people, you think diaper rash is just for them. And you're like, oh, my sexual partners. No. Babies with diapers. Sorry.
First of all, Ed never had rashes. He never had bed sores.
But you never noticed
he
but
moved.
you don't want to mention the diapers thing? Okay. All right, Sarah, how about this? Smile makers.
Smile makers.
Smile makers.
Oh, I think that is for my baby.
Oh, yeah?
My baby. I think, yes. Put this smile maker in your mouth and let me hit you from behind.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
you are correct with it's for your baby, but you are incorrect on what it's actually used for. So it's from the Ramblin' brands, which definitely sounds like a sex toy conglomerate
Okay,
company.
yes.
But they actually make these really fine and fun vibrators and lubricant products for women.
Really?
Top sellers are the Frenchman, the fireman, and the tennis coach.
Oh my God, this is hot. But that one was
Right there.
called the
That's
Smile
the tennis coach right there. But they're from Smile Makers. They're a sex toy company, Sarah.
Smile makers. Oh, I love this. Oh my God. We
All
need
right.
an endorsement with them.
You
okay.
do. Mm-hmm. Smile
Absolutely.
Makers.
Let me spank you. Yes.
All right. A booty fan.
A booty fan.
A booty fan.
Oh my
That
God.
for
Okay. I think I'm going to actually win this contest. I think I'm going to win. This could be the first trivia game I
think-
I think this is for your baby.
that's actually 100% correct. It is for your baby.
Yes! I'm 3 for 3!
Yep.
Oh my God,
See,
get out.
This is good, Sarah. This shows that you're actually on your way to possibly being ready to be a mother.
Do you really have like a butt fan for your kid?
There's
like
a
you
booty
have to put...
fan like that you can actually buy, and like like those sun protectors you put in your car, that you kind of fold out and they unfold like that. It's one of those, but like really small. So when your baby is done, like you wipe them down, you got to fan them off to get them dry because you don't want rash. So you can just kind of
Really?
fan your baby's booty.
For only $3, you can have one
Okay.
too.
Which is actually, oddly enough, if you don't know anything about baby products, that's like the cheapest thing for babies out on the market.
That's like the cheapest
like
one?
the
Okay.
cheapest thing ever. All right, how about this? The whoop-de-doo.
A whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
I'm going to say this for your baby.
The whoop-de-doo, actually, it does sound like a nonsensical like children's song, but it's actually a sex toy manufacturer that's known for Venus balls and corn dog-shaped sex toys. That's
Corn dog?
I swear, that's from their
A
website.
corn dog?
They're known
Oh
for
my
the
God.
Venus balls and then their corn dog-shaped vibrators.
How did you find these companies? I have never heard of these. These are amazing.
Well, it looks like someone needs to log into my Google account because Google knows exactly what I'm looking for. So, all right.
Oh my God, I love all these. Who comes up with these sex toys? These are amazing. Okay, last
All
one.
right, last one. You ready?
Yes, we know you
three
gotta
for
roll.
3 for 4 though so far.
Okay,
That's kicking
okay.
ass. All right. Pony Up Daddy. Is this a
Pony
product that you'd
Up.
use for your newborn infant, or would you use it on Dan?
No, this is for your baby.
Actually, you're right. It is for your baby. It's actually a saddle that you just wrap around your midsection so that your child can ride you like a bronco.
Wait, this video is so great.
Video is so fun. Look at this.
No, this is
Look
not
look
real.
At this. Put the audio
This
on
is-
if you can.
This isn't
Is a fun
real.
saddle that fits your dad just right. Now you can have a pony ride anytime, day or
Anytime,
night.
Daddy.
This
Don't worry,
isn't
Mom, you can pony up too.
Yep.
With Pony Up
Oh,
Daddy,
oh,
Mom
God.
or Dad can transform
Oh,
a living room into
my
anything
God.
you can imagine.
Oh, my God.
Ride an elephant on an African safari.
Okay,
or
yeah.
a tiger through the thick jungle.
Now, this is where the innuendo
Hop on a
starts to come in.
dinosaur to take a trip through time.
I
Then
can't wait
ride your
till
pony into
Dax
the
gets you a
sunset.
Pony Up Daddy.
No.
Simply wrap the Velcro strap.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Can you envision that, Sarah? Your little future going, pouty, daddy, pouty.
Okay, Sarah, you need to get this for Dan, and I think this is like a multi-use. I think this is, you know what? This is a trick question. This is for both.
Oh my God, that is a trick question.
It's for baby and baby.
Pony Up Daddy. Oh my God, that was the best.
4 for 5. Look at Sarah. I don't know. I think at this point, I would be willing. Amy may disagree, but I trust you with my child.
Thank you
Yes,
so
absolutely.
much. Honestly, I think my daughter will only be like a year or a year and a half younger than Dax, and I'm really hoping that one day they get married
You
because
said
that would
daughter,
be
like
amazing.
you've
you said
already
daughter?
planned it?
Yeah,
Like,
I have. I'm gonna do that place now. How do you go and they genetically modify
It's
the
like,
baby or
adoption?
something?
Is that what you're
no,
doing?
no. Like when they take out, they they make the eyes this certain color and everything. I'm doing
That's
all
not
that.
like that's like not here yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you just can't go to Tyson's, go to the Build-A-Bear, and
then
just
I
say,
heard that
Build-A-Baby.
I heard if you have sex and then immediately after you have sex, you just put your legs in the air and hold them there for like 8 hours, that you will have a girl. Like it was. So I'm also going to try that. I'm going to
You
try
need
them
to
all.
eat a fish and pineapple. That makes you also have
Okay,
females.
all that.
good luck with your girl.
Sammy, it is awesome to see you.
Great seeing you guys
We
always.
cannot wait till you come back. The audience loves you. You guys, buy Snacklins. They are awesome. Follow Samy K. Eat Snacklins on Instagram. You can get them at Mom's Organic. You can check out eatsnacklins.com. We love supporting you. You are one of the greatest. I will never give you up. I know you don't want to be in broadcasting, but when this show appears on Vice.com, you are going to continue to come on because I need you. I can't go on without you.
I can't wait for you to be pregnant and gassy. That's that is the
fart her
most
out?
exciting. We're gonna fart you out live
Fart you out.
live on the podcast. This is gonna be so good.
We know you got to go for a call, so thank
gotta
you
go.
so much. Bye, Sammy.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you. Everybody follow him. Oh my God, AJ, I just die. Isn't he
He
the
brings
best?
a ray of sunlight.
He really does. I mean, I can't even now. I'm just almost depressed that he's leaving.
He was like a cute little Beetlejuice.
He's the cutest little Beetlejuice and
Cutest
just
little
such a great
Beetlejuice.
person. Oh.
So now he left his Snacklins. We can eat them.
Yes, we're eating these Snacklins for sure. Look, we have a lot more show, though. I know you guys, many of you tuned in last night. You were awesome to Mix 107.3. We were testing the show, the Hey Frase podcast, basically like a version of it, back to radio. So I want to kind of give you the scoop of how that went and play some of the clips in case you missed it, because it was on late. We tested it from 9 to 11. So I want to tell you more about that. And then also, we got to get to AJ's personal story, too. You were having eye sex with some guy, and I've never even heard of this. Like, how do you have eye sex? And you said there's like a whole thing to it.
There's a whole entire thing. Do you want to get into it now, or are we waiting?
Yeah. Well, hold on. I want to do a couple commercials. So first of all, Mark Livingstone, you guys know him and love him. Cornerstone First Financial, we talk about them all the time on the podcast. If you are getting ready to buy a house, even if you're about a year away, you need to go to Cornerstone First Financial or cornerstonefirst.com. Sorry, cornerstonefirst.com. Go to their website. You can tell them, Hey Frase sent you. And when you actually go to close on your house, your condo, $450 of your closing fees are completely waived. We just got mortgage approved, so you can find out your finances. You have to do some things sometimes, too, to get all your finances in order to purchase something. Because the worst thing is, especially if you live Virginia, D.C., New York City, L.A., you get outbid a lot of times from other people who have everything lined up. So be sure to do that. Check out Mark Livingstone. We love having him on. He's super accessible. That's like everyone that we work with. We want them to be like just a phone call away for you. So you can go to cornerstonefirst.com and apply now. Also, BioClarity, we love having them as a client. I just had some other women email me over the weekend that they purchased BioClarity. BioClarity.com. You can order their organic products. They're vegan, cruelty-free. They're unbelievable. And they have different skincare routines. The clear skin routine is for combination oily or breakout-prone skin. They also have a hydrating mask, better known as the Glow Getter. You probably saw that on my Instagram. I was rocking it over the weekend, and it really works. You guys, I only partner with companies that I use their products and that I really like. So I'm giving you this endorsement because I use them and I really, really like them. And then also they have some new products, Beauty Boost, which is a beauty supplement. This is a twice daily skin supplement with natural ingredients in it to bring out your skin's inner radiance. As I mentioned, 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and they are known for their Floralux, which has chlorophyll, which is all the juicy ingredients that help plants grow. Go to bioclarity.com. My listeners will get 15% off their entire first purchase, plus shipping is free when you buy a routine, and it comes with a 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. But you need to enter code FRASE, F-R-A-S-E. That's bioclarity.com, and enter my code FRASE. Get started on healthier habits with your skincare. Just go to bioclarity.com. Love them. So check out them today. So anyway, last night, Mix 107.3 here in Washington, D.C. So it's always been my goal with this Hey Frase podcast is I want this to be a show that's on many different platforms. So I love the idea of having a radio element. Radio is kind of where I started, where many of you have known me, followed me for years. I work on Fox 5. I contribute there. So if you're also new to the podcast, you can catch me every Saturday on Fox 5 D.C. And then a couple of years ago, I just knew that the media world was headed to podcasting. Podcasting is all about storytelling. It's about having these really open, free conversations like we were having with Sammy, and you don't have the time restrictions that you do when you're in some traditional forms of media. So last night, we've been in talks with 107.3 to try the Hey Frase show as a radio version on Sunday nights. And for the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to test it. We're going to see if we like it. And if both parties like it, we're going to move forward. And I think that would be a really cool element because I love the magic of being in the car with someone or being at home with someone, or just that element of radio as well. So last night, 9 to 11, we were on Mix. AJ, it was your radio debut again, because a lot of people might not know this about you, but you started in radio too.
Yeah, always my dream to be a radio personality, and that's why I feel like I connect so well with you. But I started in a small town doing radio. I was a co-host in the morning, and then I moved back to D.C. where I'm from and reached out to you. I've also worked in news, but my heart is in radio just like you. So last night was so fun. I was surprised that Sarah was awake. Everybody's joking about that because you go to bed at 8 o'clock and you were up past your bedtime.
Literally the night before, Saturday night, I went to bed at 8:45 and I did not get up until 7. So I had slept almost 12 hours. I had slept all night in preparation because I go to bed every night at like 9. And that's the thing is, like, we don't know. This is like kind of a whole work in progress. And I'm really grateful for Mix because they've never tried anything like this either. So It's sort of this experiment that we're doing. I don't know that it will end up being 9 to 11. Could be it could be 6 to 8, could be 6 to 9. We don't really know yet, but your support means everything. So you guys tuning in, your text messages, your phone calls last night. So we did a segment that we're going to start called AJ on the Street, which I want you to go out and ask like unique questions. So what did you do last night on the show? For the show.
So last night we went on the street and we asked people, what is one thing that you're keeping from your significant other or an ex? And
we should have asked Sammy too. I would have loved to have known because I bet he's
I
kept
know.
so many things. Oh, damn.
not even from his baby mama, and his girlfriend, but probably from previous relationships for sure.
Yes.
Oh my God. But yeah, so some of these we couldn't even air because they were a little bit racy.
I loved it. What were the ones that we couldn't air, by the way? Play some of those.
Let's see. Do I even have, God, I don't even think we did the ones that were, let's try.
You might not share your whole body count.
I loved this one. I'd never heard of people refer to it. You told me last night body count means how many people you've slept with.
Yeah, so this guy was like, yeah, I never reveal how many people, he's like, I slept with so many girls. I was like, okay, settle down.
AJ, do you do that? But does Iggy know how many people you've hooked up with in the past?
He refuses to listen to anything like that, and he also thinks every guy that I've ever slept with was gay.
Really?
We talk about all the guys. Well, he just says that. He's like, well, yeah, they're probably gay.
Really?
Like, that's just his, like, he never wants to hear anything. Like, I try to tell him, like, oh, yeah, my ex did this. And he was like, ew, I don't even want it. What about Dan? Like, do you guys talk about exes?
I know. I feel like I did tell him how many people I've hooked up with. But I'm trying to think, you know what? Sometimes I have to go back and I almost now, and I don't want to say this because actually I don't care. Sometimes I have to write them out because I can't even remember, like, the sequence or the amount of people. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like over a course of years. So
thank you. That's what I say, too.
it's like so long.
It's not
like,
the number.
It's not the
just,
number.
Yeah.
But it's just like happened a long time ago or, college days.
Thank you. I mean, it's all a blur, right?
It's all.
I mean, and half the time you were hooking up with someone, you totally had like several drinks.
Oh, of course.
So I did learn that last night. I didn't know body count is like the new thing that everyone says. What's your body count?
Body count.
250.
Jesus Christ. All right, this is my other favorite lady.
What we wrong with that? Don't slut shame me. I think you should get out there and get it on.
Get it on.
But I'm using protection. I don't want anyone's syphilis. Okay, yeah, go on. All these people, like, I don't know, they have growths on their penis. Okay.
But then until he was 15 years old,
That's exaggerated.
he used to eat his toenails.
Oh!
That's hardcore exaggeration.
Okay, so these two were together.
That you keep withholding from someone. Who shares that? That's disgusting.
Oh my God. So I love that they
So
were
gross.
together, and she was like, oh, I have a really good one that he shared with me like last year. And I died.
Now, Iggy, your boyfriend, when did he disclose to you that he paints figurines?
So we kept it this huge. Okay, we're talking about painting figurines. If you're new to the podcast, it's like in 40-Year-Old Virgin when he's sitting there and he's like, and now I'm gonna paint your blue cap purple. You remember that scene?
Yes.
Okay, so when I explain to people, they never know what I'm talking about, and I just reference 40-Year-Old Virgin. So he withheld it for like 5 or 6 months, and he made it this big deal. He was like, I'm gonna make dinner, and then I want you to come over, and I have something like to share with you. And I was like, oh my God, he's got something. Like
you thought he was good. Did you think he was breaking up with you?
No, I definitely thought he was either bi and he like had another sexual partner, or he was like doing something crazy, right? Like I was waiting for like this big banger. I was like, this is gonna be it. Like we're done so.
Oh.
But I didn't think he was breaking up with me. But and then he pulled out this box and I was like, all right, what's in the box? And I'm thinking the worst. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, right. He's into some crazy like
shit.
thing or something. Yeah, like
Yes.
what's going on here? Yeah.
no,
He's got his parents' ashes. Like he's
Yes,
confessing
like
that he's
some, like,
killed them. Something
some
happened.
foot that he likes to suck
Yeah.
toes. I don't know. So he pulls out these little paintbrushes and little men. And bingo bango, that was it.
Oh my God,
He
love
withheld
it.
that for a while.
I love it. What else? Have you got one more?
One more.
Yeah.
And my other boyfriends.
Oh, I love this
My
one.
middle name and my other boyfriends.
Ooh, boyfriends. That was plural. How many boyfriends you got?
Like 6.
Oh my God, that was so great. So I love AJ on the street. If you have a suggestion, we're actually going to be out in Fairfax today. So if you're out and around Fairfax, Virginia, we'll be out there asking some questions. But I think it was a great start. I really love the idea, and we'll just see how it goes. But your support means everything. I always tell people always ask, and you guys are amazing anyway, how you can support this show. But any of our advertisers, we love when you buy them. Send me pictures. People do that all the time with BioClarity and Waxing the City or Mervis Diamond. So it's awesome when we hear from you that you guys take the endorsements and you really go and use those vendors and supporting us on Sunday nights. So I'll probably have an update for you on Wednesday. I'm sure we'll be back on Sunday night on Mix. It might be a different time, but bear with us as we kind of work it out, because I think the idea of like new media and like putting this on as like a syndicated podcast show, and then the next thing, of course, is video. Like I really want to be on Vice.com, and I just want to do like a 30-minute crazy bananas show.
That would be a dream.
Hey, Seuss and Mero are done. Someone needs to replace them. So how about us? One Mexican woman and one, Actually, oh my God, can we skip the eye sex? We need to discuss your Instagram handle, and then we got to do pineapple mail.
Okay,
never mind. We'll get to the. You had like this random experience where you were telling me that you had eye sex with someone at Sweet Greens, like at the salad shop. I was like, what? How do you have eye sex with someone? That sounds amazing. But then, skip all that because last night, as we're getting ready to do the show at Mix, you say to me, "Hey, I think I really need a new Instagram name."
Yeah, new Instagram handle, because everybody always has like their brand, like Girl with No Job or like Hungry Jew, like really good branding handles.
Okay.
And I really need to make one up for me because it was just before that. It was the Andrea J. Lopez, like.
Okay, so what?
Snooze.
So you had one specifically that you wanted to
run with, yes. And I need your guys' opinions. If you have any ideas for IG handles for me, I go by AJ, I go by Dre. My name's Andrea. Hit us up, Sarah at HeyFrase.com and Andrea at HeyFrase. But right now, I'm toying with this one. It's Mexican with a mic. Okay. Because you could do so much with that. Okay, Luis is saying no. He's shaking his head no.
Luis, Luis, can you talk? Can you get on the mic? Luis, by the way, is our digital content creator, and oh God, we have so many things to update you on. I feel like
I know.
Because Leslie ended up leaving. Leslie has a big announcement that she's going to make on her Instagram really soon. It involves media as well.
Yes.
But anyway, so Leslie left us last week, and then Luis, who is known for his amazing DraftKings playing, the guy is like insane on that. He now is our digital content creator. So Luis, why do you not like if AJ wanted to make that her Instagram handle? Why are you not a fan?
So I just think that we have to make it a little bit more raunchy and spicy instead of just Mexican with a mic. I just feel like it's too plain. So we got to make it a little. We got to add more spice to it. Yes.
I feel like that's good enough. Mexican with a mic. I'm a Mexican with a mic.
How about AJ with a mic?
It's been taken.
It's been taken?
AJ
Okay, so
with the mic. How about
I had
AJ
a pretty
with
good
the
weekend
mic?
on DraftKings. So how about who do we have to find that payoff to get the handle from?
How much did you make, by the way?
1,250 around there. Give or take a couple bucks.
Because he's always winning. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you $100. What can you make with that? He's like, not much.
I know, he's always saying me that's like nothing.
I'm like, okay.
By the way, Luis, basically tell people what the premise is of DraftKings.
So if you're a fantasy sports player, you probably know what it is, but basically you have to draft a team. You have to stay within a $50,000 salary cap.
Okay.
And players will, depending on how good they are, like Tom Brady, for example, he's the most expensive player on there, like $7,000 or $6,000.
Not sure he's worth it, but yeah. I know.
Depending on, and so basically the way you win is you got to find value by opportunity. So maybe if a player's out and the backup is going to take their job, he's probably priced at a low value to kind of fit within that salary cap. So you got to kind of have to find your edges or find the right value plays that are cheap, but they will really have a big game and go off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got
so
it.
that's basically it. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. I actually, my breakout week, my breakout year was actually when I first started at Mix with you, Sarah.
Really?
Yeah, I made like almost $30,000 that year.
Oh my God.
So I'm really hoping that being back with you this year, I can finally hit that 6-figure day that I'm waiting for.
Yes! Oh my God. And Luis, by the way, for those of you just getting to know the show, and Luis is new with us. So I actually met Luis a couple years ago. Luis, I was trying to figure this out. Did you start as an intern, then we hired you as a producer, or did you audition? Did you basically apply for the...
No, I was an intern, and after 2 months, you guys just gave me the job.
You were great. You were great.
It
So
was no contest.
We'll have more of a DraftKings update. Okay, well then I guess you need to come up with something spicier.
I love Mexican with mic.
Mexican with a mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then whenever I'm like doing anything, I can go Mexican with a mic and something.
I always think, do you guys think, I feel like you have to do something generic enough that advertisers will be down with the handle. Like you have to think about that because Samy K used to have one that was Sammy's dong, and he would tweet from his dong, but then he had to change it.
Okay, yeah.
Which I love so much, but
so is Mexican with a mic just on the same level as Sammy's dong?
It's not. That's why we got to change it. We got to make it spicier. We got to make it raunchier. We're going to come up with something. Don't worry.
Well, it can't be too raunchy because we want sponsors. You know what?
People, by the way, are liking it, but Ashley Hicks says, I love that idea. But
But you guys, also, is it bad that I don't fully speak Spanish? And like, are people going to call me a fake Mexican?
Oh.
Even though I'm so good with the culture, my mom just came back from Mexico and I brought actually
Well, hold on, AJ,
grasshoppers.
let's be real about it. Like, Hispanics around our age, they don't speak Spanish anymore.
You're right.
They
So I
don't.
can get away with it.
Yes.
Like, I can conversationally speak it, but don't talk to me fast. Like, when Leslie was in here talking super fast, I was like, I ain't got no clue what
Yeah.
you're saying.
My brother's fiance just, they're from El Salvador, and they just moved here like a couple years ago. They speak in Spanish so fast that when
So
they talk
fast.
to me, I just nod and say, yeah, because I don't know what they're saying. It goes so fast.
Okay, well, that's good to know. All right, well, give AJ, if you have suggestions, we're on Facebook Live. You can leave, you can just leave a comment there what you think it should be, or go with Mexican with the mic. I think that's like PG enough for sure. I mean, I get what Luis is saying. Like, you can punch it up a little bit. But then I don't know, because then if you want advertisers. By the way, Bernie has a suggestion for AJ on the street. He says, what is a place that you want to make love at, but you're scared to tell your partner?
Oh my, I love that question. Wait, that is so good. Because I was actually just
Oh my
asking
God.
you. We were right outside before we came in here. We parked and people were making out in the CVS across the street. And I
Really?
was like, with you, remember? And I was like,
Yes,
Sarah, have you
yes.
ever like hooked up in a parking lot? And she's like, I've hooked up in a car, but not in a parking lot. And it was like in the rain. And I was like, okay, it's too many details. Too many details. Forget it.
Oh my God.
So
I
wait, this
did.
is a good question. Who suggested that?
Bernie
Bernie.
says, what is a place that you want to make love at, but you're scared to tell your partner? That's a
All
good
right,
one.
we're
Bernie, we
hitting,
love that.
We're hitting the streets today. We're going to ask.
People are super funny on the Facebook Live today, too. Lynn goes, will Leslie's announcement be in English? Probably not. I don't think so. I don't think so.
And we love her so much. And yeah, but she loves speaking Spanish to us. And we just
Loves
have blank
speaking.
faces. We're like,
We don't get it. I know. By the way, we're also looking for interns. The show is expanding, and we do need interns. We give college credit. We are looking for fall interns, winter interns. You can email Sarah, SARAH, at heyfrase.com. Love to hear from you. You'll learn everything from social media strategy to podcasting, how to make a successful one. And I get emailed all the time. I'm starting a podcast. What microphone should I use? Go to sweetwater.com. Any in the $100 range will work. So if you like, I just every day people email me every single day. Hey, I'm starting a podcast. What microphone?
Yep.
I'm like, I need to like that needs to be a t-shirt. I'm starting a podcast. What microphone should I use?
It's like the number one question. It's like, well, I guess I need a microphone. Fuck the earphones. All I need is a mic.
all you need is a good mic. It's
Sarah,
so true.
what kind of mic do I need?
I'm like, I don't even remember. Like now I just use Podcast Village mics. Like, how do I know?
That's the other thing about being an intern. You're not only going to see the Hey Frase podcast, you get to see so many other podcasts because we're in this amazing facility.
We really are, yeah. Or you could just forego buying the mics. Just come here and rent space at Podcast Village. It's amazing. They'll do everything for you. Edit. AJ can work with you. Whole 9 yards. So I did want to hit this Revolve story. I was fascinated by this. I'm always fascinated when companies are super tone deaf. But Lena Dunham, this has kind of been unfolding for the past like 4 or 5 days. Revolve.com is a clothing website out of California. And they recently put up a kind of like a sweatshirt, I think. It was like more of a sweatshirt. They've apologized for it. And the sweatshirt said, being fat is not beautiful. It's an excuse. Tess Holliday, who is the plus-size model, wrote, LOL, at Revolve, you all are a mess. Anyway, now they've come out. They apologized immediately. And I just posted this on my Instagram page, at Hey Frase, if you want to see it later today, if you're listening to the podcast. And they say it was a horrible oversight on our part. The hateful comment shaming for Lena Dunham and others was not shot on an appropriate model. And we are horrified and incredibly sorry that we made this mistake, the company said. Revolve has pledged $20,000 to Girls Right Now, the organization Revolve intended to aid this campaign with. Which has made it its mission to help undeserved young women to find their voices through the power of writing and community. So the concept of supposedly with Lena Dunham and some other models was to take, hateful body image things, and comments on their, whether they were thin or whatever, and make them into shirts, and then underneath it write, as said to Lena Dunham.
Which is an amazing idea.
But is it an amazing idea?
If done the right way.
But how would you do it, though? That's my question, because they just really big put being fat is not beautiful. It's an excuse. And then really tiny. So
That's where the mistake was made.
So you think if they had done it in bigger, bolder...
Oh, no, God, no. In no way is this okay. But I'm saying if they were even to release this, which they did, they should have made the quote bigger and made it like on the back said like, words can hurt, or like, get rid of the...
Yeah, like erase the stigma
Erase
or
the
something.
stigma, exactly. But they did this so poorly, just like, how is anybody going to know and take that as a quote, a hurtful quote from somebody with the little tiny, author of the quote or whatever.
And of course, then they just use thin white women to basically pose in these shirts.
Right.
And they also apologize for their lack of diversity and representation. I just always wonder, and Lena says that, she'd been working on them with Revolve, but she didn't know the campaign was going to come out like this. So now she's really distancing herself from the company. So it's such a shame. I thought it was good that Revolve owned it and apologized. I mean, they were getting trolled, of course, and rightfully so, because I hate to see those words printed, period, just because I think so many people do believe that being fat is just like, why are you overweight? And as someone who's been 60 pounds heavier, there's a lot of, and I always say this too, because I love mindful eating. I talk about it all the time. I swear, if you are uncomfortable right now with the way you look, the way you feel, you should completely adopt a practice of mindful eating. And it's not about weight loss, but when you do start doing mindful eating and living, you have to address the weight, because lots of times and it's fine. If you're comfortable and you love your weight, then great. And maybe you're already a place where you don't have any negative self-talk, then you've already achieved mindfulness. But for me, when I was 60 pounds heavier, my joints ached. I was like so miserable. And of course, I was stress eating and emotionally eating because I was so miserable in my life and at my job. And it was so stressful. So once you begin to address why you really eat, it's very hard for the weight to stay on, because we all have a natural set body weight. And when you're truly only eating when you're hungry and you stop when you're satisfied, it's impossible to be any more than, of course, look, I go to the doctor and lots of times they say, well, you could be as low as 119 pounds. I'm like, 119 pounds? I'd be just a fucking leg. Like, I would literally be just a leg. That's insane to me. But that too, you can't judge, because there are some people that have very tiny frames that are 5'3", and they're 119 pounds naturally. But my set weight is 135 pounds. And no matter what I do, I might gain or lose 5 pounds. But as long as I'm not emotionally eating, that range never changes. And it's just such a liberating feeling of loving yourself the way you are. But for years, I used to believe if I wasn't 120 pounds, I was not worth anything.
Well, especially in the media industry, we're fed these ideal weights and these ideal pictures of people that are famous, and we should look like that. But that's why I love what you stand behind, because
yes, and your imperfections. And I always say to people, like, do what you want to be, whatever you want to do, be happy. And like, look, I get Botox, I get fillers, I love all that stuff, and I do everything in moderation. But it's like, why am I doing it? Am I doing it like I'm actually doing it because I really love the way it looks? Like I really do. I'm like, I actually really love this, and like I just want my face to look like 40 when the rest of my body looks 80. But like, I'm not interested in freezing my fat. I'm not interested in getting a tummy tuck. And people are always like, well, that's a contradiction. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want. I don't care. I don't judge you. Don't judge me. Do what you want that makes you happy. If you are happy with your weight, you should rock it. Never self-doubt. I never sit there and self-doubt myself like anymore. I used to. But now I'm just like, be who you are. Do what you want, and like stop listening to, I don't know, all these people that tell you the way you should eat, the way you should look. No.
It's different for everybody.
And I never, like, if you don't want to mindfully eat, don't mindfully eat. I just hate that people get sucked into any of this beauty crap, that it's going to, like, at the end of the day, even when you lose 60 pounds, none of your emotional issues change. Nothing. Even when you go and get a breast augmentation, when you get Botox, you have to be realistic. None of your emotions are going to change. You're still going to get hired and fired from jobs. Men are still going to leave us. Like, none of that shit matters, because people have their own crap and baggage. So anyway, I could go on and on, but I won't.
Rant.
No, I get so fired up. I get fired up about those T-shirts too, because I'm like, well, I just don't even like that they.
I like how they handled it, but obviously they made a wrong decision, and
Yeah, I like that they apologized too, and
the 20,000 or whatever towards
that campaign. So look, at the end of Monday's show, every single Monday we do Pineapple Mail. Pineapple Mail are all of your emails and messages to me. Some of them you don't like me, some of them you do. If you need advice in your life, we love that. You can just weigh in on the show. If you have a suggestion for us, you can do that too. It's sarah@heyfrase.com, sarah@heyfrase.com. So,
Pineapple Mail.
Pineapple Mail, by the way, lives in a little pineapple cocktail container. That's why we call it that. And it's old school. We print it out. Okay, let's see what we have this week. Sarah, I wanted to congratulate you on the amazing expansion of the Hey Frase pod to radio. I have listened to you since the Hot 99 5 days, and I met you at a church of all places just after the whole ordeal with 107.3 the first time. I remember you talking about you and Sammy starting a podcast, and it's just so great to see how far the pod has come. Thank you, Sam. I also wanted to thank you because you and Danny Starr kept me laughing and at ease in the delivery room when I had my baby at the end of June. The podcast was a great distraction. I enjoy hearing about all of your hesitations about becoming a mom because when I was pregnant, I could definitely relate. Now I'm facing some of the realities of being a mom and going to work. I really related to you when you were talking about your mom really wanting to just have children because I grew up the same way. So I never had a role model of a mom having a career and being a mother. If you ever want to have coffee or a drink to get to know a new mom's perspective, I am totally in. So thank you, Sam. And I think that's so funny that someone listened to us while they were delivering a baby. That's hysterical.
That would stress me the hell out listening to you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Well, you're trying to be like calm and everything, but definitely definitely a distraction. The two of you, for sure.
Oh my God.
In the
that
delivery
is
room.
amazing. I'm like honored that
That's a
happened.
big fan. That's a big fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
She sounds awesome.
Then this woman is kind of upset with us. She says, hey guys, longtime listener who has never written in, but I felt compelled after listening to your rants on Loudoun County real estate. Smiley face. As someone who just bought a home in Leesburg 2 years ago, I feel like what you said was misleading. You said a single trailer was $475,000 in Purcellville, but then later you say it's a new house building. A trailer home is way different than a house in your price range. There should be some older homes and newer condos, townhouses available in that price range that you want. AJ, I love you, but I feel like you need a reality check. Asking why would you choose to live out there and thinking you should be able to get a house for $300,000. I wish. Loudoun County is one of the richest counties in the country. My husband and I purchased a townhouse in Leesburg 2 years ago for $390,000. There is one for sale in our neighborhood now for $450K. Before we moved, my husband sold his one-bedroom condo for $200,000.
What?
Where would you be living if you weren't living with your parents? ? You would either have to move farther out, live in a sketchy area, or live with a bunch of roommates.
Oh,
That's
girl,
right,
I
AJ.
know. Girl, I know. And I respect you. And I know I could not. Are you kidding me? I would be on the street, to be honest.
So much hate on Leesburg, LOL. We felt like even though Ashburn and Sterling are closer to D.C., there isn't much going on in either of those areas. So we'd rather live in Leesburg because Leesburg has a cute downtown area and tons of nearby wineries and breweries. I agree with that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Leesburg to D.C. would be a rough commute daily, though. I feel like you could get a nice condo in Reston for under $475. So there you go. And that's not too far from Dan's job. Love you guys. But I wouldn't pay for any subscription content and would miss listening to you all if you go in that direction.
True.
I love how brutally honest you guys are. Like nobody holds anything back. And I think that's the most amazing part. It's just,
I love that. Yeah.
It's my favorite part of the show is like nobody hesitates to just tell us how they feel.
By the way, if you go subscription based,
there
I
you
would
go.
never listen to you guys.
Don't hate on Leesburg, bitch.
Hey, I loved that reality check. That was great. And you should honestly check into Leesburg. Closer to Dan's work.
I know. Well, that's what we did. That's basically what we did. But basically, she's saying there's stuff in between. Like I'm being very dramatic with what I was saying of the $600,000 townhome and then the trailer in Purcellville.
Right.
But Purcellville's gorgeous, and like I said, leave the wheels on. So if I can't make the payments, the bank can have it right back. That's really honest to God.
And it seems like there's a lot going on. If you say winery or brewery, I'm there.
We're in.
There's a ding.
Oh my God, you guys, look, we love you so much. Thank you for being so awesome. Spread the word about the pod. And of course, we'll have a whole new episode. Santana Moss, the former Redskins and NFL player, is going to be with us on Wednesday. This will be interesting because I feel like he's a real man's man. Like we don't usually have real men on this show. I mean, no offense,
he's a
Sammy.
man's man.
He's like a dude.
He's a dude.
Bruh.
What's up, bruh?
You guys, we love you. Have a great day. See you, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Hey, Fraser, like it.
Bye, everybody.
Rock the casket.